I would like to question whether pleasure has any relationship with joy.
It would, well, not in itself, I take it you mean.
Or even beyond the word. Is there a line or a continuity of pleasure to joy? Is there a connecting link? Because what is pleasure? I take pleasure in eating. I take pleasure in walking. I take pleasure in accumulating money. I take pleasure in, I don't know, dozen things. Sex, hurting people, sadistic instincts, violent. They're all forms of a pleasure. I enjoy, I won't use the word enjoy. I take pleasure in and pursue that pleasure. One wants to hurt people. And that gives great pleasure. One wants to have power. No, it doesn't matter over the cook or over the wife or over 1,000 people, it's the same. The pleasure in something which is sustained, nourished, kept going. And this pleasure, when it is thwarted, becomes violent. Anger, jealousy, fury, wanting to break, all kinds of neurotic activities and so on, so on, so on. So what is what is pleasure, and what is it that keeps it going? What is the pursuit of it, the constant direction of it?
I think something in our first or second conversation, I think it was the first, is intimated here when we talked about the built-in necessity that one observes in a progress that is never consummated. It's just nothing but a termination and then a new start, but no consummation at all. No totality, no fulfillment. Filling full is what I mean by that.
Yes, I understand, sir. But what is it that's called pleasure? I see something, beautiful, something which I enjoy, and I want it. Pleasure. Pleasure in possession. Take that simple thing.
Yes.
Which the child, the grown-up man, and the priest, and they all have this feeling of pleasure in possession. A toy, or a house, or possessing knowledge, or possessing the idea of God, or the pleasure the dictators have, the totalitarian brutalities, the pleasure. What is that pleasure? To make it very, very simple, what is that pleasure? Look, so what happens. There is a single tree on the hill. Green meadow, deer, and there is this single tree standing on the hill. You see that, and you say, how marvelous. You do not verbally, you say how marvelous to communicate to somebody. But when you are by yourself and see that, it is really astonishingly beautiful. The whole movement of the earth, the flowers, the deer, the meadows, the water, and the single tree with a shadow. You see that. And it's almost breathtaking. And you turn away and go away. Then thought says, how extraordinary that was.
Compared with what now is. Yes.
How extraordinary that was.
Mm-hmm.
I must have it again.
Yes. Yes.
Huh? I must get that same feeling which I had there for 2 seconds or 5 minutes. So, thought, see what has taken place. There was immediate response to that beauty. Non-verbal, non-emotional, non-sentimental, non-romantic. Then thought comes around and says, how extraordinary, what a delight that was. And then the memory of it and the repetition, the demand, the desire for the repetition.
Mm-hmm. When we go to performances, this happens with what we call the encore, doesn't it?
Encore.
And with encores, there's a creeping embarrassment, because with the first reappearance, well, this is a sign of adulation, praise, and everybody is happy. But then, of course, there's the problem of how many more encores can be made. Maybe the last encore is a signal that we're fed up now. We don't, we don't want it anymore.
Right.
Yes, I understand. I think I'm following you.
So, thought gives nourishment, sustains it, and gives it a direction to pleasure. Mm-hmm. There was no pleasure at the moment of perception of that tree, the hill, the shadows, the deer, the water, the meadow. The whole thing was astonishing. That was real, non-verbal, non-romantic and so on, perception. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with me or you, or it was there. Then thought comes from and says, memory of it, the continuing that memory tomorrow, and the demand for that, and the pursuit of that. And when I come back to it tomorrow, it's not the same. I feel a little bit shocked, a little bit, I said that I was inspired, now I must find means of getting again inspired. Therefore I take a drink, women, this or that. You follow the...
Oh, yes. Do you think in the history of culture, the establishment of festivals would be related to what you're saying?
Of course. It's the whole thing, sir.